Yep. Good evening, everyone. Yep. So last session we learned about some queries, how to find the data and use it. So queries details we discussed about them, how to manage. After that, understanding the queries, uh, we learned about insert and find. Usually find queries require some operators. We learned about different types of operators, how to use them. Logical, conditional operators to find the data. General, we have another point is finding in arrays actually. Suppose products table is not suitable for that. Another table we can create. Actually, how you find array. So another important question is how to find values, how to find values from array type, how to find values from array type. That is one point. How do you find values from array type? Actually, so for that what we have is, so MongoDB provides all operator to find values from array. To find the values from array, it provides all operator. So we can find values by using all. So if any data, contains array elements inside it, then you can use this all operator. Array means, for example, suppose we have some, this is a product object like ID, some category like electronics, something, and we have ships. This is a title. Title is like TV, like this. We have some shipped to, shipped to. We are using shipped to. Shipped to is an array. It is an array of cities, Delhi, Mumbai, like this. We need to have some data. Now, suppose there is another record, all other details are similar. It have shipped to like Hyderabad and Delhi. Like this we have. Now what we need to do, we need to find the products which can ship to Hyderabad. Then how? So which can ship to Hyderabad. Then how we can define? It is an array na. Shipped to is an array. Usually if it is a string, we can directly match. We have operators directly we can match, but it's an array. It have a collection. In that array, we need to find out which one is having Hyderabad. So how do we do this? Usually db dot products dot find query. What is the operator? Operator we have to use what? All. What is the condition for all? Condition is shipped to is having array na. It is array type. It is having Hyderabad. That's how we do. That means it will find all the products where shipped to is having an element called Hyderabad. It is going to find that. If I want to find Hyderabad and Delhi or Hyderabad, Mumbai, then multiple values are given here itself. You can use a comma and you can. If you give one, it will search for only one. If you give multiple, it will search for multiple. It will search for multiple. That means it will use like or. Is it in Hyderabad or Delhi? It will use like or. Suppose if I give an Hyderabad comma Delhi, that means it will find this one. It will find this one also, because it is also shipped to Delhi. It's like or, but it is shipped to Mumbai also, but it is having Delhi na. We want to find out which product shipped to Delhi. Then we have to find by using this operator all. For objects, different finding mechanism, and for this arrays, a different operator. For array, we have to use this. Now this you need to implement everywhere. For example, I want all electronics and where they are shipped to Hyderabad. I want all electronics and they must ship it to Hyderabad. Then what you do? We have to use an end. In the end, one query is category as what? Electronics. Another query is what? All. All, how do you write? All shipped to Hyderabad. That means we can find based on this technique. Or and remember, this is just an expression for finding values in an array. You can use it with combination of anything. You can use and, you can use or. By combination of and or, you can easily manage. Okay. So this is finding values from array. Object already we learned now. What is the object? Object, the key and property is defined as a string. How do you find values in a date type? Another option is there. So how do you find values? Another. How to find values in date type using date type. Actually, date type is always date type values are stored in ISO format. Date type values are stored in ISO format. So while finding also, you need ISO format. We need to define ISO format. Actually, in MongoDB, remember in database administrations, server regional settings, you can change these formats. But that is administration by default, because while installing, it will identify that your regional settings is using ISO format. By default, it will use which format? ISO. But it is not same on every device. So according to your PC regional format, it is going to change. It is going to change. ISO formats are nothing but actually suppose, so we have some inspect, yes, and here we have console, and here I am writing where now is equal to new date. You know it is going to display current date format. Now have two ISO string. This is ISO string. This is ISO string. That means in this format you have to find the dates. Date and time values usually we find by using this ISO. We have to define by using this ISO. Later in Node.js and a simple project, I will explain how we extract them, how we insert them through front end. Because in front end, usually what we do, we provide a calendar. Through the calendar, user will select a date. But while sending date, it should be in this format. Because already you learnt in HTML. No? In HTML, when you learnt date control, what you learnt, date format must be year, month, day. That for a developer, always it is same. For user, when he is watching, we can change and display in different formats. We can change and display different format. So this is the format how we need to do. So that means year, month, and day. So first, to store the date, it should be in this format. To store the date, it should be in this format. That means you need to define, let me mark it. Yeah. You need to define here year, month, day, and T, hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. So, and Z indicates the zone. So which zone it is, it indicates the zone. So for example, let's see, suppose I am using here our MongoDB compass. They are stored in the format, means you have to find using that format. See, now in the graphical mode, we have some data. Let's add a new collection. So this is a stock. Stock is the collection name. And we are adding some data. Suppose I want in a shell, okay? Use, what is it? Sample DB. First we have to use the database. Then, okay. Now here we are applying Okay, here we are applying the format. What is it? db dot collection name. Collection name is what? Stock. Stock dot. I created already collection. This is a stock is a collection. Yeah. Show collection stock is there. db dot what? Stock dot what? Insert one. When you insert here, you see one record. ID is suppose one. So product is some TV, just rough data. We have MFD. MFD is manufactured. We need to store a date. If I directly write, then it is not date. It is in which one? String. If I directly write, it is in a string format. I given date syntax now. How you add the date? Not new date. We discussed a date operator, na? It is not new date. We discussed a date operator. So what we need to do if we want to store the date, we have to use $date. Remember, na? This $date have to take a value, right? $date have to take the value. The value should be in which format? So it should be ISO format. It should be in ISO format. For example, see here. Suppose you directly mention the date. Like a string we are mentioning. Like a string we are mentioning. Year is 2025. Month is 1. Some 29 something. That is date. When you store this, it is stored. But in the database, you can see in the stock. So we will refresh here. One record is present. It is a string type. It is a string type. Observe carefully. We will go to edit. We will change this string data type into which type? Date type. We will change that into the date type. So it is changed into date and update it is modified. And see here. What is the format? It is year, month, day, T. T for time. Time is not defined, it is not recorded. I will show you the raw format. The raw format manufactured is stored in this way. It is stored in this way. Already given this syntax to you. How do we insert the dates? That means it is in which format? An object. It will have a key. Key is what? Date. And year, month, day, and T. This is ISO format. You saw in the browser also. And time, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, and zone, Z. But hours, minutes, seconds are not defined, then only date. But while storing, it will store the date, time both. But time value is not taken. But how do you define the time value? Hours, minutes, second. And according to ISO, milliseconds, 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. That means milliseconds will be 999. The valid milliseconds will be 999. You need to store in this format. In this format. Now when you are querying also, you have to query in the same format. How do we query the dates? Right. So suppose I'm adding a new record here. Let's see. Insert document. Now in this document, how do you insert? First one, we have what? ID. ID is 2. We have another one, title. Title is what? Mobile. We have another one is what? MFD. MFD is what? Manufactured. Manufactured is a date. That means here we need to use which one? Dollar date. Dollar date. So here we need to keep a string, dollar date. Date is in which format? Year 2024, month 01, day. After that time, hours, then minutes, then seconds, then milliseconds, and the zone. So I define this and I insert, then it insert the second record also. And you observe here normal data, it will display data in this format. Or some problem is there? Huh? I given some other data. Time zone, it is date only. Huh? I think I copied some other date. So I will add this. Huh? Oh, it stored some other date. Edit. Edit this one. Right. Here we are changing year 2025. Month is 1. Another one is day is 22. So now it's okay. So date is always stored in ISO format. We need to find also based on same logic implement you have to do. So what we have to do, how do you find the date? Suppose I want to find here, you see the query is there now above. What is it? You are looking for which one? Manufactured. Manufactured needs a date. Now how do you query? Suppose I am giving the format 2025 and what? 01 and 22. That is the year, month, day format. That means we are searching for that and you can see there are no results. So it is having no results. What is it? Hours? Huh? That means we have a time. What is it? Hour. Another one. Minutes. Colon. Minutes. Another one. Seconds. Another one. Milliseconds is dot. Huh? Milliseconds is dot. And another is zone. So how many are matching for that? It is not showing that. Why? Because it is a string. How you mention that it is a date? That means what is the query it is using? This is the query. In the query, what is the operator we are looking for? Dollar what? Date. Date. And the date uses this value. That means date is going to use this value. So how do we, one more, this is missing. This is now this date is not string because here the format ISO date, it is using the function ISO date. Which one? This ISO date I have to use, not date function. Which one I have to use? ISO date. ISO date. And the date format we have to define. That is a string format. Here we have to use the date. It depends on which format it is stored, right? What is it? 20. 2025. I think already I have the date. I will select this and enter. It should get the 10 show. It depends on date format, which format it is using to store. That means we have to use the query as ISO date. First storing is how it is stored. The process is this. Already given syntax, how it is stored. Some MFD manufactured is an object with the what? $what? Date. So year, month, day, time, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. That's how we need to store the date. And you can search and find the date by using ISO date method. By using ISO date method. So we have to use db dot what is the collection name? Some collection. You create any collection with the date. Dot what? Find. In the find you have to create like this. Manufactured uses an ISO date and the date. Suppose I want to find all the products between specific dates. You know what to do. How do you find between specific dates? We have to use and, greater than and less than. Greater than one ISO date, less than another ISO date. You need to find the range. We can create a good interface in the backend for inserting and displaying. Directly when you are inserting data in a date format, this you have to follow. In future, when you generally store the data from the front end, when we send data from the front end, we don't need this much complex. Why? Because there we design a form. From the form, user will select or enter the date, which we will convert using general JavaScript date functions. Because server side we use JavaScript, Node.js and all. There we don't need ISO dates and all. You have to just use date functions. Through date functions only you have to insert. You have to insert. So that later you will see in the server side how you manage these dates. This is in database. If you want to manage, you need to configure that. Okay. So handling objects, handling arrays, and handling date. These are little complex here. And all the operators you have seen, how do we manage the operator? Now, next important, while working with the queries, once we know how do you find the queries, now we need to know about updating documents. Updating documents. So finding the documents, updating documents. If you can find the documents, updating is very easy. As I told you, update also depends on find. Actually, here some operators are there. Update is nothing but, so MongoDB requires a find query to find the document and update. MongoDB requires a find query to find the document and update. Update can be what update can be modifying document data, adding fields, renaming fields, removing fields. All these comes under updating. Update can be modifying document data, adding fields, renaming the fields, and removing fields. So update comprises of so many details: modifying, adding, renaming, and removing the fields. And MongoDB update methods are: one is update one, another one is update many. We have two options: update one, update many. So here update methods require operators. Update methods require operators. We have $set, $unset, $rename. Update methods require operators. We need operators like set, unset, and rename. We need three important operators. What is the purpose is actually set means it is used to change the value of any field. It is used to change the value of any field. You can modify the value of any field. So unset means it removes a field. You can remove any field. Another rename, it allows to change the field name. It allows to change the field name. We can change the field name. So set to change the value of any field, unset to remove any field, rename to change the field name. We can change the field name. So set, unset, and rename. How these commands work is syntactically we have db collection dot update one. Here it requires two queries. One is find query. Another one is update query. It needs two queries. Now, which one to use? Update one or update many? Which one to use, update one or update many? That depends on find query. If your find query is returning one record only, then you have to use which one? Update one. If your find query returns more than one, then you have to use what? Update many. Update many. So whether to use update one or to use update many depends on the find query you write. So for both of them same, DB, collection, update many, and here same find query and update query. Update query. We have find and update query. Find and update query. Right. So here what we need to do is when you are working with update options, this update query can use set or unset or what? Rename. So for example, let's say in this shell, now we have a db.products.find ID is 2. Second ID product we are finding. And second ID product price is 22. So it is blurred a little bit. Huh? Fine. So here you see this price is 22, 22.3. I want to modify the price. Modify the price to 50. I want to 50.4 or 50.0 something. How you modify the price of this particular ID? So what we have to do? We need to use the command db dot what is the collection products dot what update one. Because our find query returns only one, first find query, then update query. What is the find query? ID. So ID is matching with 2. And what is your modify update query? You want to modify the name of field or you want to modify the value of field? Value of field. We want to modify the value of field, then $set. If you want to modify the value of any field, then $set. If you want to remove the field, unset. If you want to change the field, so rename. We have to do that. So here set. Okay. What is that set? Set requires again an object. Set requires an object. In that object, which field? Price. How much you want to set? 50.4 something, 50.3 something. Now 3435 something, anything. You can, if you want to modify multiple, then comma. I want to change something else also, then I can put a comma. What else you want to modify? Suppose I want to modify rating. If you want to modify rating, then rating must be defined like a string. What is it? Rating dot what? Rate. Okay. How much? Suppose 4.9. Rating as 4.9. That means we need to tell what to modify. and enter, it should modify that. That means matched one and modified one. That means the matching record is one, modified is one. Let's see now dv dot. What is it? Products dot what? Find, and find is ID as 2. Then it modifies that, and you see rating is 4.9 and price is 50.34. You can modify any record, any data by just using what we can define by using set or rename or unset depending on the query. So when to use update many? If your find query is having many, if it is having many. For example, here what we are doing is, so suppose we are writing db dot, so db dot, we have a products dot find, not find, we will use update many. Here we will put a find query. Category is what? Category is electronics. Why I used update many? Because I know that this find query will return more than one. It will return more than one. It will return multiple records. Okay, then what we need to do? $set. What you want to set? Suppose stock as true. A Boolean value I am setting. You see matched 6 modified. Now what happened? There is no field called stock. There is no field called stock. There is no stock. Now what happens here is db dot products dot find category is what? Electronics, and you will see in all electronics stock field is added. Update can be used to add a new field. By using $set, you can modify, you can add a new field. I added a new field called stock, right? If the field name is there, it will update. If not there, it will add. If it is not there, it will add that. If it is already there, it will change. If not there, then it will update. So now if I say db dot products dot find empty, all products don't have stock. That means now this product is not having a stock. Stock is added only for which one? Electronics. That means you can add the fields by using this. So value of any field, and you can also add the field, right? Simple query I will show you here. So example. So this is change the price of product with ID 2. Then we have to do like this. db dot products dot update 1. ID is 2. $set. Here we need to use price. Something. So I added like this. This is the query. Yeah? Change the rating of product with ID 2. Same. db dot products dot update one ID 2 $set price rating dot rate some 4.9 like this. Now add stock field for all products with electronics category. So db dot products dot update many. Find query is what? Category is electronics. And $set, the field is stock as true. Add stock field for all products with electronics category. This is how we can do. Right. So this is one, and others you can do the same. Suppose if I say that, so update rating for all electronic products with price above 400. Update rating to 4.5 for all electronic products with price above 400. How do you do? Write and show me. Update rating to 4.5 for all electronic products whose price is above 400. Try this and show me. Just you know already find query how to write. In that we have to just add update. Where is electronics category? So you forgot about find command. How you find the products, electronics and category. Electronics and price above 400. You need end operator, na? You need end operator, na? In find area. Hmm. How you find all electronics above 400? First you need to write that. Price set is last, right? Set is last, na? End. You have to use end operator, na? How to find electronics and two conditions. One condition, category is electronics. Another condition, price is above 400. How do you use two conditions? Yesterday you used find, na? Find and category is jewelry, rating same, and you have to use end, right? Hmm. Hmm. End is array. End is array, na? End is an array, na? So first point is, in order to update electronics with electronics with price above 400, first you have to find electronics with price above 400. How? So what you have to do? Products dot what? Update many. So first you need two queries. One query find query, another is update. In the find query, we need dollar $end. End is an array. In the array again two queries. In end again two queries. What is the first query? Category is what? Electronics. And what is second one? Price. Price is again query. What is it? Dollar $GTE. How much? That is the find. Understood? And after finding, what you have to do? Set. Set what? So rating dot what? Rate. Rating dot rate. How much? 4.5. That's how we have to write. Just for clarity, I will keep a space. Understood? That is the reason I told you your find query is important. If you learn perfectly the finding of data, you can update anything because finding is important. So, and for finding whatever queries you learned and or all are same. So suppose you have, this is rating. I will copy here and it see 2 matched and 2 modified. I executed the query, 2 matching, 2 modified. And what are those two? We will find them. So that means db dot products dot find. In find, I need to put this end. End query is what? Category is what? Electronics. And another query. So price is how much? Price is dollar GT. Price is another query. Dollar GTE 400. And it will get those and see the rating for both of them. This is electronics. Price is above 400 and rating is 4.5. This is another electronics. Price is more than 400 and rate is 4. That's how we keep. Understood? So this is what we need to define. So find query is important. If you are good at find query, we can easily manage. And the find query requires all the actions to define. All the actions to define. So that means what we need to do, we need to modify, update, means update and delete. Everything depends on find query. And or combinations are important. Whether you use update one or update many, that depends on how many records your find is going to return. If it returns only one, then you use update one. Then if it is returning many, you have to use update many. So you can implement same for every. Now other conditions you can try, right? I will post the other condition into lab group. I think just now lab group is completely filled and it is full. Nobody can join anymore. Don't join with double accounts, right? We will remove all those double accounts. That's the reason we are unable to post any updates to you. So you people don't share your lab code with anybody else. That will create problem for you. You people are only few people attending, but you are sharing the lab code with your friends or somebody. They also join and be in the class. That will not allow us to post anything. It's getting full immediately. Don't do that. So tomorrow I will reset the code, classroom code. And I will share the code only to the people who are attending the class regular. For others, we will again block, reset them. Okay. So because it's getting full and we are unable to post any updates to you. Right. And other people who are regularly attending unable to join the class. Don't share with anybody else. You keep for you only. Many people are sharing with others. Right. That will create problem for the lab. Okay. So I will reset the lab and one more time I will share with you. There I will post these queries and all. You can try them. Okay. Other queries we can do. You can try the other queries because now if you know this condition, others are similar. Suppose update products, update electronic and jewelry products by setting stock as true. By setting stock as true. So update electronic and jewelry products by setting stock as true. How you do that? So for online people, we will share a link tomorrow because already lab is full. Tomorrow we will share a link. Online people, for online people, we will share one meeting ID. In that meeting ID, our mentors will be available. Anytime you contact with those mentors, you join, and if any doubts are there, those mentors will clarify. Installing any issues are there, they will clarify. So we are having an online mentors related one meeting link. We will give that meeting link to online people. If they are facing issues while practicing, they can immediately contact that online support team. They will help you, right? I will share tomorrow that meeting link. 1 second, I will check with my admin. So we will share, that means online doubts clarification will be done by those people. And they will be available for morning to evening. Anytime you can log in and you can contact for doubts. And we will share one link with the online mentors. They will guide you, right? So in any problems also, any issues you are getting unable to solve the problem also, they will help you, right? And if they are still unable to solve, you can contact me. I will be solving that. Okay. Okay. So this, everyone done? Right. What is the condition for this? We have to use orna db dot what products. What is it? Update many. We have to use two queries. One is what? Or or uses again two queries. Huh? What is it? Category is what? Jewelry. Another category is electronics. Electronics. Then what you have to do? Dollar set stock. Stock as what? True. Am I right? That's we need to set. Okay, this we need to set. Update many. Okay na? Huh? That is the query na? Right. Okay. Now once you know how do you update. Now in update you are just changing the field value. You are changing the uh, we are adding the field, changing the field value. How to change field name? Suppose I want to change the field name. Then we have to use what? Rename. Again, find query is required. That means now here, so you can change the field name by using rename. By using rename. You can change the field name by using rename. So syntactically how? db dot collection dot what? Find, and find is, sorry, not find, update many, update many or update one. So update many. Find query is, first you have to give find query. After that we have to use update. In this update what you have to do? Dollar rename. Rename requires two values. This is old name, comma, new name. Like this we need to do. Old name, comma, new name. That means change the field old name to new name. Find all the records and change old name to new name. Now suppose, so find, so here example is find all electronics and change their field name stock to in stock. Suppose that field name stock must be changed to in stock. How do you change? Find all electronics and change their field name stock to in stock. So what is the find query here? So here so db dot products dot what? Update many. What is this? Two queries. Category is what? Electronics. And what we have to do? Dollar rename. Rename, we have to define the old name is what? Stock. What is the new name? In stock. We have to update in this. Some problem? Some issue? Acha, this is a colon, huh? It is not comma. I given comma, na? Yeah. This is old name colon new name. Old name and new name. Because it should replace na assign. We have to assign. The old name should be assigned with new name. Now, what it is going to do, it is going to find 6 and modified 6. Right? So db dot products dot what? Find what is it? Category as what? Electronics. Then it is going to change all the stock to in stock. Wherever stock field is there, it will be changed to in stock. How to remove the stock field in stock? Okay, this query is fine. db dot products dot update many. Here category electronics and dollar rename stock as stock as in stock. That's how we need to rename. Okay. Now you can remove any field by using dollar unset. Actually, unset you have to keep it empty. So db dot collection dot what update many. This is a find query and we have a dollar unset. So this is the field name colon. It should be empty. Huh? It should be empty. If it is empty, that means it is removed. Unset the field as empty. If you unset the field as empty, that field will be removed. All the field data will be removed. Query is same. Huh? How do you define the query is same? So this is updating the records, updating data, updating the field names, updating the adding the fields, removing the fields. These are the queries. Now, if you know updating, delete operation also same. Delete operation also same, right? So delete operations, we will see how to handle the delete operations and some more queries, how to work with them. That we'll see in next session. And I will give a online mentor link here. You can even offline people also, when you are practicing from home, if you have any doubts, you can log in and you can contact the mentor. He will support online and help you in solving your issues. Still you are unable to solve, then I will solve after the class. In the doubt session, we will take separate doubt session and we will solve. Okay. I will give the link meeting ID. Note down the meeting ID. Yeah, you, I'm giving here for online people, I will post Zoom ID, not WebEx. Huh? It is a Zoom app. The Zoom ID is 91690775166. Password is 406682. Timings will be timings from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. During this time, you can log in anywhere from anywhere. If you have any doubts, you can ask them. If you are attending React batch, UI full stack batch, or backend sessions, for all doubts, you can log in here. Anytime while you are practicing at home also, during these timings, they will be available. Mentor will be available. You just ping them and tell what is the doubt. They can talk with you. They can access your machine and they can check what issues are. Okay. If you have any doubts related to UI, React, backend, then you can contact this ID. Is it clear? I'll copy this to online people and post it. And if any issues are there not solved, then you can ask in class, no problem. Okay. This will be available every day until not Sundays, from Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They will be available for you. Anytime you can ping and ask for problems solving. Okay. Right. Then tomorrow we'll continue. Right.